If Singapore can serve, and someone like you, as a best example of what these folks should be doing, what would you say are the top 2 or 3 things to look at the big picture that you're saying that people should be doing to shift what's going on in this economic crisis?
Well, I think we need to focus on what really matters in financial regulation. It's not about being reactive, coming out with a change to solve a crisis, to solve a problem. You need to be proactive. In today's globalized world, I think you need regulations that will make your industry, your profession, your economy, your country more competitive. To me, that should be the mission and the goal of financial regulation.
So regulation generally makes the private sector maybe less competitive traditionally. How can good regulation make it more competitive and more healthy like you're speaking of? What type and how much?
Good regulation, in my view, has to be coordinated between the different ministries in the country. It's not just the Ministry of Finance. Look at what's happening in Europe today. You have all kinds of regulations, and yet the austerity measures are causing economies to go south. So it's like, on the one hand, you're trying to put out the fire because you're having bailouts, you're pumping in money. On the other hand, you're adding fuel to the fire by all these austerity measures. In my view, there needs to be more coordination, not just for the financial sector, but the different sectors, as well as politicians in particular. If everybody works together, things will work out. But as I see it today, one person does this to go this way, somebody else in the same country does something else that goes that way.
The brother yesterday said, it is not even a financial crisis, it's a crisis of morality. And you said yourself here that it's a political problem. And let's face it, a lot of the political leaders that we know have done things that we could really call corrupt, or maybe not the smartest of choices. I'm from New York City. Our very own President Obama has reassigned posts to people who we have read on record who have actually been some of the causes for the economic and financial crises without naming these people. They are still reinstalled in our government in very top positions. So I guess my question is a question of transparency, a question of moral authority with these people who have so much power. So it's political and broad, but it's also very individual and needs to be honest. Is this possible? And if so, should there be a moral education that needs to come back into our world? What are we missing that we've gone so far off the tilt?
I think we need honest morality. We need to be honest with our responsibility. If things don't work out, the people in office should resign. And they should say this at the onset. If it doesn't work, I will resign, be they politicians or regulators. But do I see that happening? I guess perhaps in the next century.